What's going on, world? What's going on? How you guys feeling? How you guys doing? Right? Nothing lasts for a long time. Remember that. So, positive and negatively, keep pushing through it all. This is gonna be for my Virgo read. Just thought I'll say that for you guys real quick. Let's get it. All right. Spirit, what we got for our Virgos? Okay, first thing we have is go back and get it. That's a message for you guys on it. We need to go back and get some, but the message is go back and get it. It is expressed as a mythic bird that flies forward while looking backward with an egg, symbolizing the future in its mouth. Right? Sometimes we just need to reflect on the past and move forward with the future, guys. I know sometimes situations happen where we feel depressed, where we feel like, we feel like we can't continue. But just remember when you didn't have how far you came. Remember that, and that's going to tell you guys, I gotta keep pushing. It's just something about reflecting on how far you came that motivates us to keep going. Next, we have 5 tufts of hair, right? The symbol of priestly office, embodiment of lofty duty to a desired goal and loyalty. It represents a traditional hairstyle of joy that was born by a priest, right? So you guys might need to start hooking you guys' hair up in a way that represents royalty, right? Or, I can say this in the general aspect. What the clothes we wear, how we represent ourselves determines on how people view us, right? So the action that you do, everything, right? But I definitely want to say that. Be mindful of the things that you do around people, or just in general, we gotta have some sort of separation, right? From, like they say, things you wear in the house or on the street. We gotta have some sort of separation of everything we do. We gotta have some sort of privacy for my people out here that likes to get likes on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. I'm not being judgmental, I'm just saying. Make sure you guys have some sort of privacy. Have a boundary you will not cross. And that represents who you are. Because everything we do represents who we are, right? If somebody ran out right now and stole a candy bar, they're classified as a thief, right? Even though it's a candy bar, they're a thief. So we get labeled off our decisions that we make. So just as the hair could be represented as royalty, depending on how you wear your hair, same thing that goes for everything that we do in our lives. Just be mindful of that, on my Virgos. Next we have is ram's horns. A symbol of humanity together with strength, emphasizing that even the strong need to be humble. As I said in the beginning of the video, no matter how great you are, one day it will go away. No matter, and that shows you even when you're poor too. Because when you're in a poor position, I'm not saying poor, because poverty is a mindset. Because once you change your mindset, you can be anything. Look at how much first people like first to do it. There's time people have to change the mindset, they have to think outside the box. Because before it was deemed impossible. But yeah, you guys have to understand. We gotta be humble even as you gain to where you're going in life. Because it can all be taken away from us at the blink of an eye. Okay, next one I'm resonating with. I'll read that. Love does not miss its way home. Simple as that. If you do something for the purpose and the passion, the right purpose and passion, you ain't never gotta worry about, am I doing it right? Am I supposed to be doing it? You'll know. You'll know. You'll for sure know. People that's typically not doing things in a way that they're passionate about, they end up giving up after a while. They do. So you will know. Those led by love will never lose their way home. As long as you do things with the right intentions, you ain't never gotta worry about it. What else we got for my Virgos? You have two concepts of state. The symbol of democracy, sharing ideas and taking consequences. Sharing ideas. If you want somebody to be in a better position in life, you need to give them the tea. Not charging for it. And I'm not saying that we can't make profit or make benefit ourselves off of a situation, helping others or whatever. I'm just saying, if you're talking to a family member or whatever, you know what I mean, give them the tea, give them the spill them. Look, it's up to them if they decide to take it. Like I see it all the time. Like people will give people information, they don't use it, they don't utilize the information, and then they wonder why they're not changing their life. In order for you to change your life, you got to change your lifestyle. And I'm only saying all this because that's what this channel is about. This channel is specifically about sharing information that I've learned, that I feel that is in my personal opinion. And if it details to you and you relate to it, then run with it. You know what I mean? This is about sharing information. So I want you guys to share your information with your peers and things like that. If you feel like it's necessary, you feel like this person is heading on this type of path, and you're just giving them some. If they decide to use the information that you presented to them, that's all on them. That's like somebody building a house and somebody gets the blueprint, but they decide not to use the blueprint, and then the house turns to be a mess. Whose fault is that? You give them the blueprint. So if you have a loved one, best thing I can say is you ain't gotta do everything for them, but just give them some advice. You know, that's not how it. Like give them some solid advice. Not even just saying everything's gonna be okay. Hey, listen, you're in a downward position. Okay, you want to go start this channel or go hurry and fill out this application or whatever. Give them some solid advice. Hey, listen, it's gonna take some time, but it'll work itself out. If they decide to not take your advice and your blueprint, then it's all on them after that. Conjoined crocodiles. The conjoined crocodiles share a single stomach, yet fights over food. You're always gonna have situations where, not always, I don't want to say that. I don't want to put that on you guys. In times in your life, I don't know if you guys heard this phrase, I gave you food off my plate. I don't know who said this. I gave you food off my plate, but you still want some. I think Kodak might have said that. Kodak Black. I think the rapper might have said that one time. He said something about what? That's what I've seen. He might have heard it from somebody else, but I've known him to say it. Where like I'm not getting into his personal business. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying where I got the information from. When he said he gave food off his plate and they still want to bite or something like that. See, that's how it gets. Like even though you might share your space with somebody or you share your love and your kindness, the fights and the arguments still occur because it takes somebody else to not be greedy. You know what I mean? It takes somebody else to not be greedy about it. They have to genuinely want to build with you, or they have to be genuine. And that's why you see a lot of times people get into issues and the situation with their friends and their families because the other person is not as genuine as they are. They're genuine enough to give, but the other person is not genuine enough to appreciate them giving. Therefore, they don't care what they do. It's not arguments, or they argue and they're not. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of that. Just because you're giving somebody, just because you feed a crocodile, don't mean he ain't gonna eat you. So just because you give somebody something, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna be appreciative of it. We have Moon and Star came off for you guys. Right, Moon and Star. A symbol of love, faithfulness, and harmony that exists in the bonding between man and woman. Right? I'm not judging, but what I can say is this. You can never, like women come out and say this, you can never replace a woman. Man too, you can never replace a man. A man and woman, and I have my opinion, and then you know what's so funny I like about this? People will people will get mad, and I'm gonna say this. People will get mad because somebody voiced their opinion. But isn't that kind of hypocritical? Because it's like everybody wants their opinion to be valid. It's not. I'm not trying to get you to agree to my opinion. That's not my plan. When I say woman and man should be together, I'm not trying to get you to agree to my opinion. That's my opinion. That's what I live by. But at the same time, I'm not gonna go and be like, hey, I think you should. Or people will bash you for you having an opinion based off of their opinion. Not even facts. Like, you could say something that you feel, and you could say the sky is red. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. People will bash you. I mean, somebody could come to you and be like, "Hey man, the sky is blue." Okay, that's factual. Like, it's a color blue, right? But somebody else, for example, say you said the sky is red. That's an opinion, and then somebody else says, "Yeah, man, the sky is green." They're both opinions. None of them are facts. But somebody will bash you for you having an opinion because your opinion doesn't match their opinion. Doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't make sense. But these type of people we're dealing with, yeah. So, listen, real relationships, that's why I tell people this all the time. There's a reason why there's a lot of, like, it's just a different vibe. So, if you guys are thinking about it, or you guys get into a relationship, make sure that you guys get in with family. Like try your best to look for the red flags from relationships. I'm gonna speak in general, right? I'm not trying to get too specific. I just have to throw it out there because I know some people. I just have to voice my opinion on that stuff without being too detailed. But regarding the man and woman thing, it's a very, very powerful couple. Very powerful. When you get together, you like, for an example, you might be a masculine man. You might say, "I'm a king." Good. A queen will check you. A queen will challenge you. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know if you're a man or not. A queen will, you know what I'm saying? She'll see where your head's at, all of that, and she wants to feel like you're there for her. Just like vice versa. Just like a queen, a master's gonna check the queen. Not in a disrespectful way, none of that abuse, whatever. Both ways, because both parties do it sometimes. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just in general. You guys will have situations where you're going to go back and forth or whatever, but that's all a part of knowing if you guys are fit for each other. You know what I mean? So I can't say it's a very powerful thing. And don't be afraid of marriage, guys. Don't be afraid of marriage. I know there's a whole thing about it. If you get with somebody that's independent, you ain't gotta worry about them taking all your money, do you? Or taking all your resources, do you? And another thing, when you get in a relationship, there is no separation. We build together. So I feel like I just have to say that. I just feel like I'm just thinking about a lot of different things that come to mind when I read this card. So that's why if you guys see that I'm kind of not really looking at the card, because I'm thinking of a lot of things that I can tell you guys, a lot of good advice I can probably give you. Personally, good advice. Mind you, I said my opinion, that's good advice, right? Well, we got one more card for y'all. Virgos. And inspired his way up. Everything's connected. It's not what it says, but that's what I kind of got that vibe to tell you all that. Everything's connected. Excuse me, y'all gotta work with me. I got 12 readings. Yeah, for real. That's the decision, that's the commitment that I've made. So I'm gonna be a little, my first 2 videos was like 50 minutes long, it was both 25 minutes. I'm not making excuses, I'm just keeping it real. So y'all probably wondering why is your eyes, why you look kind of, because we're working right now. We're your guy at the cubicle, that's me. So Spider's web, a symbol of wisdom, creativity, and the complexness of life. And excuse me if I'm not pronouncing all the words correctly. Ananus is a well-known character in West Africa for folklore. He is described as the messenger of the supreme being. He also bears the title of chief prankster. We're gonna go off of wisdom, creativity, and complexness of life. Life is complex. It's different. Well, I should say society. I won't say life. Life is beautiful, but in society is created structures for us humans where, we go to work or we do something that's going to bring us value so we can gain valuable things such as monetary gains, or even if you're doing things for a passion or a purpose, or at least you have great intentions for what you're doing, anything can bring happiness and joy. It doesn't matter what you do. As long as you have the right, the right setup mentally, right? And spiritually. So when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. When you have life situations where it seems complex, but you have this right intentions for it, you would end up using your wisdom and creativity to work through those situations. So just ensure that, right? Whenever you see people stressed out, you can remind them, look, is that what you really want to do? I had to learn that. I had to learn there's a difference between working hard on something that I didn't necessarily want to be a part of. Or not saying I couldn't do it, but it's like there's the difference between doing something solely because you feel like you're committed, because you feel like motivated, you want to be motivational, you want to be this person that just goes against the grain. But you want to also get to a point in life where you're doing things in a passion. Because when you see somebody that works and they have a passion behind what they do, most times they're actually creative about it, and that's what you want. You want that creativity and that wisdom to really flow through your body. You know what I mean? So I think that only happens when we do things that we love and do things that we're charismatic about. So and that helps, like I said, that helps with situations when it comes on being complex. So just make sure you guys your final decision as far as career choice, it should always be something that you genuinely want to do. And a career depends on the longevity of it, right? If you're doing something for longevity, don't chase the dollars, because that's just chasing cookies. That's just chasing the aftermath of it. Chase the actual process, right? You'll be a lot happier, you'll be able to do it a lot more efficiently, and you'll be a lot more wise and creative in everything you do, right? Thank you guys so much for tuning in this reading. This is a Virgo read, and I will see you guys on the next video.